Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, then click all. Thanks! Hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video I am going to be showing you how I create these mood ring nails. These are made out of the liquid crystal. Watch these nails change when I spray them with cold isopropyl alcohol. Look at that. They turn orange and black, and when they're really cold, when you're outside in cold weather, they go completely black. And I'll show you a picture of that at the end of the video. But watch when I put the hair dryer on them. Just look at that. That is amazing. I am so in love with this liquid crystal stuff. I play with my nails all day long when I wear it. I love it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be doing my mood ring nail design right over top of these red foil nails. If you have not watched the video yet of these nails right here, you can follow the arrow and watch the video now. The first thing I need to do is take a fine buffer and remove the shine off of this nail because it has top coat on it. And I will clean the dust off. Now I come in with my black gel polish, which is by Madam Glam, called Perfect Black, and I create an oblong circle on my nail. I want to do a lot of the work with the bottle brush, and then I'll come in with a fine liner brush and some more black gel polish and just go around the perimeter of the nail, filling everything in and tidying up the edges to make it look nice. And then I'll go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds. And you only need one layer of the black as long as the red is not showing through. I only did one layer and it seemed to work just fine. If you don't know what liquid crystal is, you are looking at it right here. It is a color changing thermal pigment that is used in mood rings and LCD screens, and it changes based on heat. I got my liquid crystal on AliExpress and I paid $4.99 for 2 grams of the liquid crystal. This is the 12 color spectrum, and I got free shipping, so I think that's a pretty good deal. Now, if you see that the pots are not full, that is because you are only getting 2 grams, okay? And that will not fill up this pot because I believe this pot is I think it could be a 10-gram pot here. So it will definitely not fill up this pot. So don't be disappointed. You are getting your money's worth. 2 grams for $5, free shipping is well worth it. This is the pot that I use to do all 10 nails, and there's still quite a bit left. It has the consistency of like a little bit thinner than Elmer's glue, and it does have a pleasing scent to it, so it doesn't smell offensive or anything like that. So if you are interested in purchasing where I bought my liquid crystal, I will have the link in the description box below for you so you can check it out. I found that the best way to apply this is to float it on like you would gel, because I've tried brushing it on and I only got like 1 day's wear out of it. I only used one layer, of course, but it started to peel at the edge of the nail. That's why I decided to come up with this design so that the design was in the center of the nail and that I could encapsulate it and sandwich it between the gel layers, and that way it wouldn't peel. But I also found too that brushing it on with a brush, it dried so quickly that it started to get these little clumps in it. So that's why you do not want to apply it with a brush very thinly like that, because it just doesn't look good. And I'm going to show you how I apply it, and yeah, it works great, and I hope you'll use the method. I am wiping the tacky layer off of the black gel polish, and then I will lightly buff the surface of the black here, and that way I believe the liquid crystal will spread out a lot better and not bead up. I used a liner brush to apply my liquid crystal, and this liquid crystal does start to dry pretty quickly, so I decided to go ahead and apply the liquid crystal around the perimeter of the black. That way it would create a little wall, and then all I had to do was come in with the liquid crystal and fill in the center of the black circle, and all of the liquid crystal would stay in the middle and not roll over onto the other part of the nail. And so I just continue to fill this in, and as you can see here, I am floating it, okay? I am not brushing it. Watch, when I put that droplet on there, I just kind of float it down the nail. And it does look like there's some bare empty spaces where you can see black through that, and that's okay. Just leave it like that because we're going to do a second coat. Now all I do is I use my hair dryer to dry the liquid crystal, and it takes about anywhere from like 3 to 4 minutes. The liquid crystal does dry completely clear, and you will know when it's dry because you won't see any more of that yellow color, and it's going to be a different color than black because it's going to be warm after you blow dry it. I'm applying the second layer, and I'm doing it the same way I applied the first layer, going around the perimeter and then filling it in the center. I finish filling it in, and then I take the hair dryer to it once again. What I'm actually doing here is wrinkling the liquid crystal. It kind of is like a glue, like an Elmer's glue, and it's not quite dry here, so I come in and I cause wrinkles in it and little tiny gouges, and even my fingerprint makes a pattern, and that creates depth for this mood ring. When it's finished and you look down into the mood ring, you're going to see these wrinkles, but they won't look like wrinkles. They'll look like veining. It'll look like different layers, and it is really going to give this mood ring a lot of depth. I wanted to give my mood ring the effect of like a stone, like a marble, and doing this technique here really helped me achieve that. I really love the look of it. And now I just come back in and dry it with the hair dryer. Now that it's all dry, I'm going to come in and give it one layer of top coat. That way I can continue on with the decorating of it. But watch this. Just look at that. That is amazing. And can you see the wrinkles and little imprints that I made? Just look how much depth that gives the nail. Just look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I want to add some foiling around the perimeter of the stone that I created, and how I do that is I need to add some black foiling gel. Whatever you have, just apply it around the perimeter and cure it for the recommended time, and then you'll do your foiling. After I did my foiling, I noticed that I did have bits of foil on top of the mood ring stone, and I don't want it there. So all I need to do is take a Q-tip dipped in some acetone and just rub those little bits of gold off, and they come right off. And that top part of the mood ring has already been top coated once, so it's not going to affect it. I now need to add my prongs, and any kind of ring, when it has a stone, has those little prongs that hold the gemstone into place. Well, these are representing that. So I just add some no wipe top coat as my glue, and then I take my little prong, that I call it, and I just set them into place, move them around where I want them. And the prongs that are on the side of my nail, I did have to bend them slightly because I have such curvature on my nail that they weren't laying down right. And these little metal pieces are easily bendable, so you should have no problem bending them if you have a curve in your nail. Once I get them all into place, I'll go ahead and flash cure them for 15 seconds, and then I'll come back and I'll top coat them into place. And now I'm going to top coat this with a no wipe top coat, being sure to get around these metal pieces to secure them into place very well because I don't want them coming off. And I'll cure it for 1 minute. And then I actually do a second layer of top coat because I want this to be secure. I don't want it to be lifting or have, any water get into it. And I want those little metal pieces to be there. And actually, I wore this for 2 weeks. I had no problems, no lifting, no chipping. All my metal pieces stayed on. And I just removed it after 2 weeks because I needed to move on to other things. That's the end of the video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, share it, comment below, tell me what you think. And yes, most importantly, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I love sharing my designs with you and my tips and tricks. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.